Beyoncé goes to the doctor and says, "Doctor, I don't know what to do. Every day my husband, Jay-Z, seems to lose his temper for no reason, and it scares me." The doctor says, "I have a cure for that. When it seems that your husband, Jay-Z, is getting angry, just take a glass of water and start swishing it in your mouth. Just swish and swish, but don't swallow it, until he either leaves the room or calms down." 2 weeks later, Beyoncé comes back to see the doctor, looking beautiful and happy. Beyoncé says, "Doctor, that was a brilliant idea. Every time my husband started losing it, I swished with water. I swished, and he calmed right down." "How does a glass of water do that?" asked Beyoncé. The doctor says, "The water itself does nothing. It's keeping your mouth shut that does the trick." David Hasselhoff goes into a bar and sees a guy with a really big lighter. Hasselhoff asks the man, "Where did you get such a big lighter?" The man replies, "See that man playing piano over there? He's a genie and he'll grant you one wish if you tip him." So Hasselhoff walks over to the genie and places some money in the tip jar. The genie stops playing and asks, "What is your wish?" "I wish for $1 million, Hasselhoff says. All of a sudden, the room fills up with $1 million. Hasselhoff walks back to the guy with the lighter and says, "That genie's hearing isn't very good, is it?" The guy replies, "No kidding. Do you really think I asked for a 10-inch bic?" Dr. Oz and his wife were having a big argument one morning over breakfast. As things got heated, Dr. Oz shouted at his wife, "It is my professional opinion as a doctor that you are horrible in bed." He stormed out and went to work. A couple of hours later, Dr. Oz was feeling guilty about what he'd said to his wife, Lisa, so he decided to call her and apologize. There was a long delay before she finally answered. "What took you so long to answer the phone?" asked Dr. Oz. "I was in bed," replied his wife. "What were you doing in bed at this time?" he asked. "Getting a second opinion." Jane Goodall, the world-famous primatologist, gets on a bus with her baby. The bus driver looks at her and says, That's the ugliest baby I've ever seen." Jane Goodall walks to the rear of the bus and sits down angrily. She says to a man next to her, "I can't believe it. The driver just insulted me. Who does he think he is? Does he know who I am?" The man next to her says, "You're absolutely right. You go up there and tell him off. Go on, I'll hold your baby monkey for you." Jeff Bezos comes home and says to his girlfriend, Lauren Sanchez, "Honey, I invested in the wrong stocks and have lost my fortune. I'm sorry I have to sell my boat, Koru, my homes, and change our lifestyle. For instance, if you learn how to cook, we can fire the chef. And if you learn how to clean, we can fire the housekeeper." "All right," Lauren says. "And if you learn how to make love, we can fire the butler. And the gardener, too." John Legend wakes up with a horrible hangover and a throbbing black eye. The first thing he sees is a single rose on the side table and a note from his beautiful wife, Chrissy. "Dear, breakfast is ready. I've gone shopping to make you your favorite dinner tonight. I love you." John stumbles to the kitchen, and sure enough, there's breakfast. "Luna," he says to his daughter, "what happened last night? You came home drunk and got that black eye tripping over a chair. So why the rose breakfast? And sweet note from your mother? Oh, that. Mom dragged you to the bedroom, and when she tried to take off your clothes, you screamed, 'Stop, I'm married!'" John Travolta went to the Super Bowl with 2 front-row seat tickets. A man next to him asked if the other seat was taken. John Travolta replied, "No, it was supposed to be for my wife, but she recently died from cancer." The other man said, "Well, that's unfortunate. But shouldn't you have given this extra seat to another family member?" "I tried, but they're all at the funeral," said Travolta. Subscribe for more funny jokes. Mel Gibson stumbles into a bar and says, "Give me a beer before the problems start." He drinks the beer and then orders another, saying, "Give me a beer before the problems start." The bartender looks confused. This goes on for a while, and after the 5th beer, the bartender is totally confused and asks Mel Gibson, "When are you going to pay for these beers?" Mel Gibson answers, "Now is when the problems start." Offset was getting ready for bed when he blurted out to his wife, Cardi B, "Baby, your butt is getting really big. It's bigger than the barbecue grill." Not wanting to start a fight, Cardi B only says, "Oh, grrr." As they both get into bed, Offset starts snuggling up towards his wife, who completely brushes him off. "What's wrong?" he asks. Cardi B replies, "Do you really think I'm going to fire up this big-ass grill for one little wiener?" Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce were walking down a dark, scary alleyway when a bloodthirsty vampire jumped out from behind the dumpster. The vampire attacks Travis Kelce and drains all his blood. The vampire looks back at Taylor Swift and then flees in fear. Why didn't the vampire attack Taylor Swift? Because she had bad blood.